everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today I have a style video to share with you. I will be talking about the style roots system that is created by Ellie-Jean Royden. So I will link her YouTube channel down below. She does have a blog that she's writing. So if you are interested in this, I would definitely recommend you to check those links down below. Yeah, I'm excited to share this with you because for the past couple of years I have been on a style journey, especially after getting my son. And I have really been interested in different style systems, so seasonal color analysis, Kibbe ID, Kitchener essences, and I will be talking about all of those systems a little bit today, so I will right away tell you what I am in those systems. So in the seasonal color analysis I am warm autumn. Yes, I know I'm wearing a color way off my color palette, but I don't really care. But I was analyzed to be warm autumn by Color Analysis Studio. And then I got my Kibbe ID and Kitchener essences analyzed by Our Fashion Garden. Their opinion of me is that I am in Kibbe a pure natural. Kibbe himself doesn't use pure natural anymore, but I personally do think that I am closest of all of the naturals, pure natural. But if we take that off, I totally lean closer to flamboyant natural. And then they say that my essence blend is natural, classic and ethereal or angelic. And I do think that these different style systems have helped me a lot. They have helped me understand why certain things don't work for me, why certain things do work, and they have helped me to understand my features. Also, I think they have helped me to accept myself better. However, I feel I have now gotten to a point with these systems that following all of the recommendations given to me take me further away from my true self. I just feel that the style that is recommended for me based on these systems, it's just not the style that feels my style. So if I feel like this, you might be wondering why I'm yet again talking about another system. But the issue I'm kinda having with these other systems is that they are based on only what you look like. They don't take your preference into consideration. However, style roots is different from that, because that is not based on the way you look. That is actually based on your preferences and what you value in style and in dressing up. And that is why I wanted to talk about this system today. How does this system work then? So there are 8 different style roots and you're supposed to pick 3 of these roots based on your preference. And how do you find your roots? Well, Ellie-Jean has created a quiz that you can take and that can help you a little bit. We are going to talk about the quiz soon. She has also done Pinterest boards to all of the roots individually and then also different roots combinations. So I will also link her Pinterest down below. That can be really helpful. And then also you can just try different roots combinations. I do think it's pretty typical that you are not sure about all of your roots right away, but you maybe feel really strongly about 1 or 2, so then you can play with those and try different root combinations out. And then once you have came up with your style roots, you're just simply trying to follow those roots, try to include them into your style, into your outfits. And the reason that Ellie-Jean recommends 3 roots is that 2 might be a little bit too little. Like with 2 style roots, what is making your style personal to you can kinda lack a little bit. And then with 4, that could be a little bit too overwhelming to try to really have all of those roots to be part of your style. I personally think you can do how it fits for you. If you feel only 2 roots really speak to you, go with 2. If you find there are 4 roots that really speak to you, go with 4. I mean, I think these systems are supposed to be flexible and helpful for us, but I totally do see the point and understand why she recommends 3 roots for most people. So Ellie-Jean has created a small little quiz that can help you to find your roots. For me personally, it wasn't as easy than just doing the quiz and taking the roots from that. However, I totally would still recommend doing the quiz because it really helps you think what you actually value in style. So I'm going to read directly what Ellie-Jean says about the quiz. The quiz works as tis or tat, so get a piece of paper and write down your answers. To answer the question, think, if I was the most, insert the choice here, person in any room, would that feel authentically me? I think what throws me personally off a little bit in this is that I need to compare myself to authors. So I try not to think about authors that much. I just answered to these questions like, do I like this or do I like that? So let's go over these questions and my answers, so it will help you understand why I have decided to go for the roads that I decided. So first, modest or sensual? For me it is sensual, however, I don't think my goal is necessarily to look super sexy. I do not like to show a lot of skin. Like if there is skin showing on my top half, I want to have then my bottom half covered and vice versa. And anyways, I don't really like to wear short skirts. For me, I would say the sensuality is more like old Hollywood glam. And the things that I would like to do are, for example, red lipstick like I have on right now. Off shoulder, a little black dress maybe, but not one where you can see too much skin, as I said. And when I think about modest style, I don't only think about like if there is skin showing, but also how close to body the pieces fit. So in my mind, a more modest outfit is one where the fabric is maybe a little bit more loose, it doesn't fit really tightly, but I actually really do enjoy kind of like fitted figure hugging pieces. Not necessarily only like that, I typically tend like to balance it, so if I do have a fitted top, I like a looser pants and vice versa. But let's move on with the quiz. Next is carefree or on top of the things. Easy on top of the things for me. If I look like I'm put together, it also helps me feel like I am actually on top of the things and I have my life together. Okay, so next is dark or light. For me, this is a really easy dark. As I said in the beginning of the video, I am wearing a top so much out of my color palette, so I am warm autumn. Black is not part of the autumn color palette, and all color analysts are always saying that if you are not winter, you're not supposed to wear black. I don't care. If I could pick one color to wear for the rest of my life, it would be an easy black. I love black. Typically, if I'm not wearing any black, I feel a little bit off. For example, I don't have any pants except jeans, but when it comes to pants, I don't have any in any other color than black. However, although I do like the color black and I do like to wear darker outfits, I still wouldn't say that I like to look edgy necessarily. So there is a difference. Like I kind of want to wear black in a more elegant way rather than edgy way. And then the next one is strong or delicate, and for me this one is strong. And I think in this one, part of it is my body type. So I'm a natural in Kibbe. I do have that Kibbe weight and I do have a heavier body build. And because of that, I feel that really delicate details do not work for me. If I had a different body type, if I had more curve, if I did have a more delicate body build, maybe I would also like to dress more delicately, but because of the way my body is, I just feel a strong look looks so much better for me and I feel more home in it. And then the last one is experimental or timeless, and for me it is easy timeless. Okay, so once you have done the quiz, you're going to take a look into the words you picked, and Ellie-Jean says that you should pick 3 that are most important to you, but I decided to go with all 5. Then she does have a list that if you picked this, and this, you might have this wrote in you. So she has a blog post about the quiz, so I will leave it down below if you want to check it out for yourself. According to the quiz, my top 3 routes, they are mountain, so I picked strong, on top of things and timeless. Then moon, dark, strong and sensual. And then mushroom, on top of things and timeless. And I do think this combination is close, but not quite there. And that's why I say that I feel the quiz can help you to the right direction. It totally helps to think what you value in style, but it's not necessarily so easy that you just do the quiz and your answer is there. So after I did the quiz, I took a look into all of these different root combination Pinterest boards, and I did read about the roots, like what type of people typically do have these roots. And I also did ask an opinion from the Style Roots subreddit. Let's talk about the style roots and what style roots I think I have in me. So there are two really obvious ones. One, mountain. So the powerful, polished style root. This is a root that I feel really strongly about. I love the idea of looking strong and powerful and polished and timeless and elegant, and all of that I feel fits really much into the mountain style route. However, I don't think this is always the most realistic way for me to dress up. I am a toddler mom living in the countryside after all. However, I am also a business student, so hopefully in future I can dress more mountain on my day-to-day life. I feel right now the mountain is not necessarily showing that strongly in my everyday life, but there are some things that I do that remind of mountain a lot. So for example, honoring my vertical line. So for example, I like to wear a longer coat or high-waisted pants, and also sometimes I like to go for monochromatic black outfits. And then I can wear smart blouses or fitted turtlenecks, and I like to wear neutral colors. Don't typically wear blazers when I'm just studying from home. Yes, I do study from home. That's something I forgot to say. So there's just no need for me to dress up super professionally, but I like to dress a little bit smarter to get myself to that right mood. So yeah, I feel really strong about the mountain route, but it's just not something that is so easy to incorporate to my everyday life currently. And then the number two that is really clear to me is mushroom. So that is described to be the neutral minimalist style route. I really do love classic and timeless style, and I do think both mountain and mushroom do represent that. Mountain is maybe that little bit more professional, while mushroom is a little bit more simple and everyday-ish. And also that can be in professional setting, but it's maybe a little bit softer. For me personally, when it comes to professional setting, I would say mountain is still more my thing, because I love that strong vibe to it. However, when it comes to my everyday life currently and dressing for being home, being with my kids, I do think mushroom is a more realistic way for me to dress up timeless. So yeah, those are the really easy, clear ones for me. But then the third one was quite difficult for me to decide. So let's next talk about some roots that I know for sure are not my roots. So first, flower, the delicate, intricate style route. So as I already mentioned, I feel for me a really delicate style, delicate details, they just don't work. Like, they look like I'm trying too hard to be feminine. However, I do think that the flower style route can be absolutely beautiful. For example, the mushroom, mountain and flower Pinterest board and the mountain, earth and flower Pinterest board. Some of those outfits in those boards are absolutely beautiful. And you know, maybe I had a little flower moment when I had gotten my daughter. She's my first child. So as a new girl mom, I kinda had that moment when I wanted to dress a little bit more feminine and into some pink and stuff, but really soon it started to feel like this is not me. It's not my style to be matchy-matchy necessarily with my daughter. And then another route that I am really sure that is not my route, except if I go to gym, is stone. So this sporty utilitarian style route. So it is a really sporty and kind of relaxed route. I don't like to wear any leggings, sneakers, sweatshirts, anything like that other than if I go to gym. and I feel if I wear them on my everyday, I just look and feel like I didn't put any effort into my outfit. Also, in the Pinterest board, there's a lot of blue denim, so it's kind of like casual. I really have decided that I hate blue denim on myself. I feel it always just downgrades any outfit that I'm wearing, and maybe that's the point of it. It's meant to be a really casual material. And you know, something that I have been kind of like wondering is my Kibbe ID, because oftentimes people said that natural body types, especially since I do have the natural essence in me, we are supposed to look put together in athletic wear. But personally, I don't feel like that at all. And I know the most kind of like common style is probably a really casual, like sneakers, jeans, a t-shirt or a hoodie. And you know, if it's your style, I am not at all trying to say that your style is wrong or shading your style. I'm just saying that for me personally, I don't feel like myself when I am wearing that kind of clothing. With the remaining 4 style routes, I saw in all of them something or some elements that I like. So let's roll the remaining 4 routes out one by one until we are left the one that is really my route. So earth. It's natural, rugged and outdoorsy. The reason that I was considering the earth route is because there's a lot of element in it that go with my Kibbe, Kitchener and color season recommendations. There's a lot of kind of like relaxed silhouettes that are recommended for naturals. Then the natural essence goes really much hand in hand with earth. And then also in all of the earth style boards, there's a lot of warm neutral colors and some colorful colors like khaki, olive green, yellow that go really well or is supposed to go really well with my color season. I have recently struggled with my color season a little bit. I'm going to talk about that in a later video. But yeah, I think I kind of wanted to pick earth because I know it would work with the other systems. However, when I actually look at the earth style route and ask, is this really a style that I like on myself? The answer is really easy. No. And I do think that is the reason why I'm now struggling with my Kibbe ID, my Kitchener Essences, my color season, because I do not like the styles that are recommended for me. And then if I look at the Mushroom Mountain and Earth board, it just looks kind of like too cozy and too brown. It's not my route. Then the next one that I thought about for a while but I decided is not my route is Sun. So it is a playful, experimental and creative. Well, I'm not a creative person, let's start with that. I just don't really care about trends and what is fashionable at the moment. And I do really value classic styles, simple styles. Like I don't necessarily want to look like, oh, she's wearing 2024 outfits. Like I want to wear something that I could wear 10 years ago or in 10 years. However, I do like some boards that have sun style routes. For example, mountain, moon and sun. And then I realized that I actually have been experimental recently. I do think it's more because I have been trying to find my personal style and I have tried these different things to find it. So for example, I have worn more colorful pieces that do go to my color palette. But the more I wear those colors, the more it starts to feel kind of like forced. So yeah, even if I have been more experimental recently, I don't think it is because it's authentic to me. I have just tried to find something that works for me. But I'm honestly ready for this experimental time to be over and find the style that really suits me and feels good and authentic to me. Okay, then let's talk about the last route that I don't think I have, and that is the moon style route. So the dark, mysterious style routes. So according to the quiz, moon might actually be one of my routes. However, why I think moon is not my route is that it is a really edgy route. All of the different Pinterest boards about moon, when you go see them, you see that edginess there, and I think that edginess is lacking from my style. Although I will say, in my 20s, the mountain fire and moon Pinterest board. That was like my dream style. It's kind of like sexy, a little bit stronger, a little bit edgy type of style. But it's not really my style these days, even if it was back then. And Ellie-Jean says that your roots don't change when time goes on and they always stay the same. I personally don't necessarily fully agree with that, because as people we change, so of course our styles change too. And you know, as we age, as we change jobs, as we get children, as we get new interests, what we value in style changes, how we want to dress up changes. So if I wanted to be this kind of like mysterious and sexy when I was in my 20s, I think that is slightly too sexy type of style for me. And while I love sensuality, I am way more careful with it these days than back then. Although I will say this top of mine is from like 2016, 2017, I'm not sure, but it's like one of my favorite tops. So speaking of sensuality, we actually get to my third style route. So what I have now decided that is my third style route, and you know, this might change one day. One day I might feel that this is no longer something that I feel is me. But my third style route I think is fire. So it is the sensual and glamorous style route. So actually when I very first came into this system I was really drawn to fire. But then when I started thinking about it and when I started looking at the Pinterest boards with fire, I kind of felt that I don't like them. Like there's just too much skin, they're too sexy, and it's like trying too hard to be sexy type of styles and outfits. And I started questioning it. And for example, if I look at the mountain mushroom and fire board, which are my roots, I still don't think that represents me. In that Pinterest board, the fire route is maybe a little bit higher ranked compared to the other routes. For me, I would say it's the last route after mountain and mushroom. Mountain and mushroom are kinda equal for me, depending on the day, depending where I'm going. I maybe want to have one route stronger, but then fire is always going to come after those, unless it is a date night, for example, or filming a video and I just want to feel kinda like a little bit more fancy. But yeah, as I explained earlier in the quiz, I do like sensual details. I really do love that old Hollywood glam. I do think that is really much fire. And then it can also mean things like luxurious items. And I will say I was actually going back and forth with all of the different routes. Like the only one that I felt is 100% sure for me is mountain. A while back, like I was questioning if I have both mountain and mushroom or if it's only mountain, and then I wasn't at all sure about the third route. So I created this Pinterest board and I posted it on the Style Routes subreddit and I asked people's opinion. Everybody who answered to that said mountain, mushroom and fire. So that was a confirmation for me that yes, it is in fact my style routes combination. Okay, so what now that I have figured out my style routes combination? I think I want to later film a video where I talk about all of the different style systems and what are kind of like my feelings about them, how I want to use them in my style, or do I want to use them. But I do think there is one kind of like style route system that I still want to talk about before that, and that is the 3 style words system. So that is a pretty simple one. I will probably do that next month. However, I will say that right now I feel I'm at a point where I want to kind of trust my intuition and go for things that I really like. Still try to keep my style cohesive, but not necessarily think that much about my body types or essences or how these things are going to like work with my features. So because of that, right now I do want to prioritize style routes over any of the other systems we have talked about today. But yeah, that is really everything for today, everything for this style route video. Let me know if you had heard about this system before, and let me know your style route combination if you have figured out one. If not, let me just know your thoughts about the different style routes, what could be your possible routes. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, I would really really love it if you subscribe. If you like some style and beauty content, I do mainly film videos about beauty and style, focusing on using what I have, trying to be a more mindful consumer, trying to find my style. Also, I do film some videos about personal development, like monthly resets. But that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye.